but for sure we will try to make our best to answer all of your questions and especially help you with your own data for those who have sent their own data, even the breakout groups will be quite large. So let me share my screen and go to my kind of introductory welcome lecture, where I will go through some practicalities on how the course is organized. And let me first say that because we have so many people here, we decided that it's better that your microphones will be off, at least during these plenary lectures. Then in the breakout groups you can talk. But if you have any questions at any point, you just place them on chat. And as you see, we have here several teachers. So I will soon introduce us. So whenever one of us is speaking, the other ones will be following the chat and answering questions there. And also Mirka Jones, who I will introduce soon better, will work as the main moderator. So she might interrupt me every now and then so that we can take the questions from the chat also so that I can answer to everybody. Okay, so let me first introduce us, the teachers. So my name is Otso Ovaskainen. I'm a professor in mathematical and statistical ecology. I'm actually at the moment transitioning from the University of Helsinki to the University of Jyväskylä, and I'm also affiliated with the Norwegian University of Science and Technology. So I have my background in mathematics. I did my PhD in mathematics some 20 years ago, but since that I have been working with ecology and evolutionary biology, and my main focus is in the development of statistical approaches. I've been working with metapopulation biology, movement ecology, population genetics and evolutionary biology, molecular species identification, but now my main focus is really in community ecology. So this HMSC project is definitely my main project at the moment. And as I said, I'm kind of a methods person because of my maths background. I'm mainly interested in the, let's say, on the equation side of the things and how to implement statistical models. Then we have here also Nerea Abreko, and Nerea is currently also transitioning to Jyväskylä from Helsinki. And Nerea has been involved in the HMSC project almost from its beginning, and this book on which the course is mainly based on is written jointly by me and Nerea. So I think Nerea is around.
To everybody, welcome to everybody. And here I will be giving some lectures and also trying to answer your questions during this HMSC marathon. So good luck to everybody.
Then we have Gleb Tikhonov, and Gleb actually did his PhD some time ago in my group, and then the main focus of the PhD was HMSC. So Gleb has his background in mathematics, and he's been involved especially in implementing many of the HMSC components, like writing the MCMC samplers, and very importantly, Gleb basically wrote the first version of the R package HMSC. As many of you may know, we originally had HMSC as a MATLAB package, but then we realized that we really have to transition to R so that ecologists would use it, and Gleb did the major effort of writing the first version of the R package. Gleb is currently in Aalto University doing a postdoc in multivariate statistics. I think Gleb is also around.
Yes, hello everyone, happy to see you here.
Then we have Jari Oksanen, who is an emeritus professor at the moment at the University of Helsinki. Many of you might know, I mean, those of you who have been working with community ecology, I'm sure you know the vegan package, which is kind of the main general community ecology package to do, especially ordination-related research. And Jari is the main developer of that. So we were really happy when Jari joined our team and brought all of his knowledge, especially onto how to build R packages, especially now that HMSC has become quite a complex package. So Jari has been a really key person at that front. And I think Jari is also around here. Jari, your microphone is muted.
Okay, yeah. Good morning, everybody. I'm here. I'll be answering your chat and having this in small group workings as well, but not in lecturing. Bye.
Then we have Oystein Opedal, who did a postdoc with me, and during the postdoc, Oystein contributed greatly to HMSC development, and now Oystein is a lecturer, senior lecturer at the Lund University. I think he's here.
Yeah, hi everyone. So great to see you wherever you are in the world, and I look forward to interacting with you over these days. I guess I can just say briefly that I'm mostly evolutionary biologist, but with also some interest in community ecology, and in the context of HMSC, I'm particularly interested in thinking about how do we translate from some specific biological hypothesis and into these models that we can fit using these kinds of methods. So I look much forward to discussing with you, especially during the breakout groups where we can look at particular data sets and particular biological questions and see how we can manage to apply HMSC to them in a sensible way. So see you around.
And then we have Mirka Jones, who currently works at the biodata analysis unit in Helsinki, and the main function of this unit is to give services for researchers, especially concerning the analysis of their data. So Mirka has her background in kind of both statistics and community ecology, and she has really been the key person here to look at the data sets that many of you have been sending. So Mirka has done the heroic effort of setting up pilot models for more than 35 data sets until now, I think so. So Mirka, you want to say a couple of words?
Hi, everybody. Very nice to meet you by this channel. And yes, thanks to all who've been sending me data sets. I've been learning loads in the process about the different possibilities within HMSC. So we'll be getting those back to you in the next couple of days. And yeah, I look forward to discussing with you these different solutions.
And then we have Wes Hartwig, who works as a project planner in my group. We are running this ERC synergy project life plan with kind of a globally distributed sampling effort. So Wes is the main person taking care of that. But actually, in addition to doing this kind of an organizing meetings and more practical work, Wes is actually quite advanced also in programming with R, and she knows a lot about HMSC, because actually Wes was the one who kind of polished all the about 100 figures, images in this book. So she has produced the final versions of all of those. So she's also a key HMSC expert in that sense. But in this meeting, Wes will mainly be hosting these Zoom sessions and making sure they are recorded, and the recordings will be placed to the internet pages and answering kind of practical questions. So I think Wes should be here.
Hi everybody, welcome to the course.
All right, so that's us, that's the teachers, and as said, if you have any questions, place them to chat anytime, and then Mirka, just feel free to interrupt me whenever needed. Next, I thought that we could see who is here, who are the participants. And we ended up, if I looked at the registrations this morning, so we have 319 registered participants from 49 countries. And as said, we were both kind of extremely happy and quite terrified by this fact. I see that we have now 180 participants in this Zoom, and I guess some from different time zones might then look at this as a recording a bit later. So here we have the people by country. Just out of curiosity, we might have a look at this. So we see that the largest number of participants are from US, so welcome US. The next one is actually Finland, so tervetuloa Finland. Then Bem-vinda Brazil, welcome Australia and UK. Herzlich willkommen Germany, welcome Canada, welkommen Sweden and Norway, bienvenue France, Guaning, China, and so on. All of you, wherever you come from, you are most warmly welcome to this course. And if you wish to use social media and tweet about this course, for example, you are most welcome to do it. So as this is quite a marathon event for, I guess, both for us and for you, if you plan to stay along most of the course, we have this hashtag HMSC marathon that you might wish to use. So most of the participants are either PhD students or postdocs, but we have a good number of master students and also more senior researchers registering to this course. And this and the fact that also your backgrounds are quite different. I know that we have here some real hardcore statisticians, and then we have a lot of ecologists. This of course makes it quite challenging to build up the course that would suit everybody. But let's hope that the material that we will cover here will be of interest to at least most of you. We have tried to make up the course so that it doesn't assume so much prior knowledge, but at the same time goes a bit deeper to many topics. And now, especially the PhD students and the master students, some of you might want to get study credits from this course. If you happen to be at Helsinki University, then we can give those study credits to you directly. We can just register them to the system. But if you are in any other university and you would like to get study credits either at the master level or the PhD level, we can at least try to help you to get those. So we can write you a certificate saying that you have successfully completed this course and that in Helsinki this is a 2 European study credits course. And then we hope that your university will accept to register the credits. In this certificate, we of course describe also briefly what are the contents of this course. And then to write this certificate, we of course need some verification that you have actually followed the course so that it's adequate to give you the credits. So the way that we plan to do this is that you would write a small learning diary that you would return to us at the end of the course. So it should be, let's say, 2 to 5 pages long thing in total, where you summarize in your own words what you learned during each of the course days. And so if you write half a page or up to 1 page from per day, then you are done. And then send this PDF file to this HMSC course email address, and then put it to the subject like learning diary and your name as I have indicated here. And also obviously provide any student number and name of the university or course of the name of the PhD program, anything that you think is needed to register your credits. Okay, and as said already, if you are a student at Helsinki, we can register your credits directly, but you need to send this learning diary to get those. So the main reason that we are organizing this course is that we want to help people to apply HMSC, those who want to apply it to their own data. And we have written this book where we try to explain what is HMSC and how to use it. We have written many papers of that. We, especially CLEP, have written this R package, and we have done several vignettes to help you with that, but still we have figured out that it's not always so easy to apply HMSC in practice and to interpret results. And this concerns also like ourselves, that there are always like things that you really have to think about quite deeply before you know that you have applied it in a good way. And that's why I think that was one reason why I realized that I was, for example, getting a lot of emails asking questions how to do this or that. And then we thought that it's actually best to organize a course where we try to answer all of those questions. So a bit more than half of those who registered said that they would come with their own data. And we have received at least 60 data sets. Mirka knows the exact number, but I saw a file with 60 data sets. And so far we have managed to set up pilot models for 39 data sets. And the reason why we haven't done it for all is that, as you might expect, many of these data sets have actually reached us during the last week or last days. So now that the course is starting, people activated and have formatted the data into the format we asked, and that's why we have now quite many unprocessed data sets. But we aim to set up pilot models for everybody who has sent their data. And if we cannot do it like during this course, we will do it after the course. So you will have some working HMSC model with your data for all of those who have sent it. And maybe at this point, let me just show you in practice that we have here a shared folder. There's like a shared disk where we have folders for everybody who has sent data. And now if I go to one folder, we will see that there are some results that have been generated for each of you. If I just open, for example, a parameter estimates file, there are a lot of colorful graphs that describe something about the HMSC model that was fitted to your data. There are things about MCMC convergence, model fit, predictions, parameter estimates in numerical format, and so on. So now the plan is that mostly during today, hopefully, Mirka will email all those 39 people for whom we have fitted the model these files. Okay, so you can have a look at them basically straight away, but please do not ask any questions about them at this point. There are no explanations, there are just results. So you can just like eyeball and wonder what they might be about if it's not obvious to you. The main idea is that during this course, when we explain HMSC, things will become more and more clear. And when we actually get to the breakout sessions where we look at your models more concretely, then you should have already quite a good idea of what everything is about. So the course material is basically the book, the R package, which is in CRAN, and which is described in this methods in ecology and evolution paper this year, and then R scripts, which are and partially will be in the internet page of the course. And then there is of course a lot of additional recommended reading that here are some papers that we have published along the way that then discuss about specific aspects of HMSC. So let's then have a look at the web page and the course program. So this is the HMSC web page, which tells where the software is, how you find the book and get a small discount. Here we have some R scripts. We will place more here during the course. And here we have the program for this course. So we are here now in the welcome and the introduction to the course. And as you see, the idea is to run this course every day from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. at GMT +0 time. So that, for example, here in Finland, we are from 11 to 5 p.m. And in the middle of the day, so from 11:30 to 12:30 GMT 0 time, as all of these times are, we will have a 1 hour break. So that's kind of the lunch break that we plan to have. And additionally, we know that it's very tiring to be in Zoom, especially that this is not very interactive, as basically all you can do is to chat. So we aim to have short breaks between the lectures and also between any longer lecture. So we have agreed that Mirka is also kind of keeping track of this, so that if the speaker speaks, let's say, more than half an hour, then Mirka will stop and say that, hey, let's have a break. And of course, if any of you feel that, hey, this is getting too long and you need a break, you can also ask for a break in chat. And if several people are asking for a break, we can always have a small break. So what we have are lectures and art demonstrations. And these are all these kind of plenary sessions that everybody's here at the same time. Okay, on the lectures and art demonstrations, and that's the Zoom link. The same Zoom links will work every day for those. So it's only in Wednesday and Thursday that we get to the breakout groups. Okay, so these breakout groups will be then such that we will split to a bit smaller groups where more kind of one-to-one interaction is better possible, and as you see, we have these in European, American, and Australian time zones basically. So we will have 2 breakout groups called 1 and 2, and then we have 3 versions of each of those with these different time zones. So you basically select one time zone for each of those breakout groups. All right, let's go back to the lecture. Or Mirka, do we have actually any questions at this point?
Not at this point. We've just been greeting each other. I guess you'll have a small break before the first lecture.
Yes, we will have after this introduction. I still continue for a while, and then we have a break before we really start the scientific part. So what I next wanted to say about is that how this course relates to the book. So here is the kind of the table of contents of the HMSC book, and here on top of those I have placed the different lectures and our demonstrations. So as you will see, the course is more or less covering the whole book, except a couple of sections that are not directly discussed in these lectures. And of course, if you have the book, that gives you the more kind of deep material to fully understand everything. And you know, if you want to spend the effort, I think you will get most out of the course if you read the book chapters as we discuss them in these lectures. But if you don't have the book or you don't have the time to do so, you just watch the lectures, and I think you will get the main things out, even if you don't actually look at the book. Okay, this I said already a bit of that what happens in the breakout group. So there are these 2 breakout groups, 2 different sessions, and both of them have 3 time options. And Best was sending you the link to the form where you can say which breakout session you plan to take and what you want to talk about there. We hope that everybody would answer that by the end of this day, so then I can update this graph and see where people are actually, when people are planning to join, because this will a little bit influence on how many teachers we allocate to each breakout group. Okay, so now it looks like we will have a lot of people in the kind of the European and American times, and a bit less in the early morning for us, which should be a better time for people from Australia and Asia. And then in the forum, it's asked, what do you want to talk about in the breakout groups? And the most popular answer was basically that you want to discuss how to use HMSC in practice. So how to set up models for your own data, how to interpret the results. And so we will set up several breakout groups that focus on this part. And in these breakout groups, we also discuss on the pilot models fitted to your own data. So when we get to the breakout groups, you will see from the web page of this course your name somewhere that your specific pilot models will be discussed by breakout group A, which is led by Einstein or whoever is leading that group. But note that these breakout groups are not at all meant only for those who have sent their own data. They are meant for everybody. So if you don't have your own data, just join any group that seems to be most interesting from your point of view. Then some of you wanted to talk about more technical aspects. For example, what are the prior distributions of HMSC, how MCMC sampling is implemented and all of this. So we will have a bit more technical session about that, which probably Gleb will be leading. Let me say that this is mainly meant for those who have at least some level of stats background. Of course, we will discuss prior distributions with everybody, like what you need to know about them to apply HMSC in an informed way. So that's more kind of how to use HMSC in practice. But if you really want to see the equations and get to the kind of the hardcore technicalities, then it's a good idea to go to this session that Gleb will be, where Gleb will answer your questions about the more statistical and computational aspects. Okay, and then some of you said that you would like to discuss about the future development needs of HMSC, like what is not implemented there, but you would like to see implemented. And this is, of course, something that we very much want to know in order to develop it further, so that it will be more useful for you than it's currently. And in this book, in the end of this book, we have a section where we discuss how me and Nere, at least, we are seeing the development needs of HMSC and where we would like to take it, but maybe you have some ideas that you know would be great to implement. So yeah, we'll be really happy to hear about those. Okay, so this is the end of this introductory lecture. So once again, welcome everybody to this course. And now, if you have any questions about the kind of the practical course arrangements, please ask them in the chat before we end this session.
Otso, we have one question already, which is about availability of lecture slides. Do you plan to make any of the slides available, maybe a subset of them for download as well?
Yes, at least some of the slides, if not all, we can put as PDF files to the internet page. Yeah, we haven't thought very deeply about this yet, but at least most of the slides I think are such that there is no problem converting them into a PDF and putting to the web page. Okay, did we have any other questions?
Not at present. So last chance.
Okay.
Yes, okay, the recorded lectures. Do you want to answer where they will be posted, Otso, or shall I answer?
Maybe Bess knows this best.
Okay.
Yeah, so the recorded lectures will be they'll be linked on the course website, on the same website where the schedule is, and it'll be either YouTube or this University of Helsinki own Unitube system. That remains to be seen.
And I think, Bess, you indicated that there will be some delay, that we cannot get them there immediately, but it's like today's lectures will be there tomorrow or something like that.
Yeah, it takes several hours, so it'll probably, I think it'll upload overnight, so up to 12 hours after we finish before it's up. Yeah.
Yes, and I'm seeing some questions in the chat.
So are they
okay,
visible?
First, Mirka, I see now at least some of the chat, so let me read from there and answer. So Eleanor Slappert is asking that why the section on community assembly was skipped. You were referring to this section of the book, which is this number 10, linking HMSC back to community assembly processes, that we were planning to skip. Well, let me say that we are not skipping community assembly as such. I mean, most of the stuff that we will talk about here is how HMSC relates to community assembly processes. So that is not skipped at all. We just plan to skip this one session, which uses agent-based models to generate kind of synthetic data and then applies HMSC to those to kind of make a link to theory. So we still plan to skip this section of the book, but Nerea will in the next lecture actually talk specifically about how HMSC relates to theory and community assembly processes. And then there is another question of, for those without data, are you allowed to sit in with discussions with those that do? And this is indeed the idea, that in the breakout groups, like the applications of HMSC are discussed more generally, that anyone can ask questions about how to set up models or how to interpret results. But especially those who have sent their data, we have some kind of a more concrete ready stuff to show, and you have got it before the sessions. So then we can discuss concretely about your data. And we asked everybody that can we use your data as an example in this course. So actually some of these R demonstrations will be based on your own data of those people who said that it's okay that we show here your data. Of course, we don't share the data files, but we show the results and models that we fit into your data. And so it will be okay for everybody else to go to the breakout sessions and see what is the discussion about those data sets, because I think that will help you to think about your own data. Okay, are there any more questions, Mirka?
We have answered a couple in the chat regarding the fact that the breakout sessions are open to all, and yes, you can jump between sessions. I think we have answered all the questions that have been submitted.
Good.
Because I think there's kind of two aspects of variation in those breakout sessions. So one is like you can definitely jump between the parallel sessions. If you want, for example, to listen 10 minutes to Gleb about priors and you want to talk 10 minutes to Nerea about community assembly, you can do that. But I don't know, can someone attend, for example, both the Australian and American time zones if they so wish?
And then there's the question, what was the hashtag? Oh, that was answered already. All right, I think we are ready with this introductory session. And so now we will have a break. So let's have a 13-minute break so that we are back 10 minutes before the next hour. So 11:15 Finnish time, so 9:50 at GMT +0. And then we actually get to the main business. Nerea gives a lecture about how HMSC relates to ecological theory. Okay, thanks everybody. See you soon.